Welcome back. Here we are in a new year. Welcome to 2026. I'm B.
And I'm DA. Welcome back to the Crazy Creatives. This week in episode 3, we will be discussing the pros and cons of pantsing. Every writing method has its strengths, and every method has its weaknesses waiting to happen. Today, we are talking about the real pros and cons of being a pantser. The things people don't tell you, the things people assume about you, and the reasons I still wouldn't trade pantsing for anything.
So let's start with four pros of pantsing. Pro tip number one, creativity feels alive. Pantsing keeps the writing fresh. You're discovering the story at the same moment that you're writing it. So this is an excerpt from Where Have All the Dragons Gone? A New Start, where Kathy and Moon have returned from reading of the will, and Kathy is not in the best of moods as she didn't get what she thought she should have. Instead of everything, she'd been given a home. Moon and Kathy are in the kitchen talking. I wouldn't mind knowing where it is, but it is your home, not mine, Aunt Kathy. I think whenever you're ready for guests, it will be soon enough, and I don't necessarily need to see it tomorrow. I leave it up to you as to when you want to invite me over, Moon said. Kathy barely contained her glare, turned away. Yes, it is my home now. If I choose to live there, or I put it back into a storage state. As that thought was stated aloud, she squared her shoulders, like she'd made up her mind on the subject. Sounds good to me, whatever you want, Moon said. I realize that Granny asked you to look after me, but I won't force you to do that. I'll need more advice on her investments than someone physically watching over me. Is that okay? Kathy spun around, and this time her glare was quite evident. Excuse me? She pointed her finger at Moon. She continued, You upstart, snippy little thing. You have no right to tell me how I should or shouldn't help you, or what I should or shouldn't do for you. She slammed her fist onto the countertop. I'm the adult here, and you will do what I tell you to do. Is that clear, young lady? Moon took a step back at her vehement rant and actions. I'm not a child. I'm considered by the lawyer, by the states, and by the United States to be of an adult age. You, Aunt Kathy, are not my mother. You will never be my mother, and you are not anywhere close to being able to tell me what to do. Is that clear? Oh, no, 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 little girl. Your mother raised you just like her, as a hippie, to do what you want when you want and damn the consequences. That is not going to happen in my house. You will follow the rules. You will not do as you please. Moon took a deep breath. Standing straight, she looked her aunt in the eye. This is my house, not yours. Remember, Aunt Kathy, you have your inheritance. I have mine. If you want, you're free to leave at any time. Don't let me stop you. Kathy was shaking and red faced now. How dare you? Mildred must have been lost her damn mind naming you as the main inheritor. How dare she do that to me after all these years I've helped her? And how dare you act like you're in control, Missy? I will see about this. Turning, she stomped out the back door, slamming it as she left. Moon opened the door and yelled out, Careful, dear, that glass is old. You might damage it. Then closed the door, leaning against it. And then Link had come in when they'd heard the shouting. They came over and rubbed up against her legs, trying to comfort her. Oh, the nerve of that woman. She screamed. Then she turned and locked the door. Remind me to change the locks on all the doors tomorrow. In that moment, when Moon finally stood up to her aunt's erratic behavior and began to show her inner mettle and backbone, was beautiful in and of itself. I almost clapped for her, as well as being surprised at the spitefulness of Kathy and the depth of her anger being revealed.
Pro tip number 2, characters are more authentic. Characters make real choices because you're not forcing them into a mold. Some of the best moments in Autumn's Moon happened when I let them be them, not because I scripted their behavior.
Pro tip number three, the writing experience is more magical. When you don't know what's coming, you get surprised. Those moments become pure energy on the page, leading to more words writing themselves. Sometimes I end up laughing when I'm typing those scenes, and I just love those moments.
And finally, pro tip number 4, no boredom ever. If I outline the whole book, I'd lose interest before writing page one. Pantsing keeps the thrill alive. Now let's move on to the cons. The challenges of pantsing. Here are 4 cons. Con number 1. Occasionally, you write yourself into a corner. Oh, look, my characters made a choice I didn't expect. Oh no, they broke the entire plot. This is normal, fixable, and part of the adventure.
Con number 2, revision takes longer. Mm. Pantsers revise by shaping what they discovered. Plotters revise by polishing what they planned. Okay, so we sculpt and they sand. We sand later, just not while we're writing. When I edited stories for the Flash Fiction Anthology's Fall Edition, each and every story began as a single word, a tiny piece of a spontaneous spark that then created each and every story that, when grouped together, allowed the reader to experience many different aspects of inspiration from the various writers who wrote them. Each story had a spark at the moment it was written.
Con number 3. You can lose track of details. I, for one, am bad at this. Name changes, eye color shifts, someone you killed off reappears 3 chapters later, like they had just gotten back for vacation. It happens. Track it later.
Control F is your best friend in Word. It finds all the names so that you can go through and make sure they all fit, because I do the same thing. And last but not least, we conclude with con number 4. You must learn to trust yourself. Now, this one is the biggest con and also the greatest teacher, because making a mistake teaches you what not to do so that you learn better in the future. If you don't trust your instincts, pantsing feels scary. If you do trust them, you just fly.
Why I'll never truly convert. See, I am both a plotter and a pantser, but I am more pantser than plotter. I respect plotters, truly. Their brains are magnificent. But pantsing is mainly where my creativity lies. It's where the heart of my story beats. If I tried outlining everything, my imagination would suffocate. If I follow the spark, it leads me exactly where I need to go. Pantsing isn't better, it's just who I am as a writer.
So, if you related to today's episode, or if you're a plotter who secretly wants to rebel, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want more Pantser content and more readings from the books. You can find all my current titles on Amazon under BeaDragonia or under my other pen name of Cherry Wright for children's books. All of that's listed in the information down below. In the next episode, we're tackling writer's block, answer style. So we look forward to seeing you then. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.